we're rolling, and we're here to talk about playoffs. I mean, I don't care what. Actually, it's not Marv Levy. It's Jim Mora, isn't it? The playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. That's the guy. But we're going to talk about him anyway. I don't care what he thinks. I just don't care anymore. I've lived my whole life based on what Jim Mora thinks, and I'm sick of it. All right, we're going to talk about playoffs. Okay. There were really two games that mattered this week, and we're going to focus on those. Rough the Passer, basically the strongest team all year, playing Brutta Is, and then You Betcha, not necessarily the strongest team, really the 6th seed, like the lowest seeded wild card, if you will, against Jamarcus's Bentley, who had been very strong all year. So let's start with a 1-4 game. Rough the Passer and Brutta Is. Now, this was a game that featured the likes of, you had two big scoring QBs. You had Matt Schaub for Brutta Is and Phillip Rivers for Rough the Passer. Now, if I told you that Adrian Peterson was suddenly injured and unavailable, you might say Rough the Passer's in trouble because he doesn't have Arian Foster after all. So, but you would be wrong because he got 45 from Rivers, who always does his thing, 11 from Mike Wallace. It's not really that funny at this point. 16 from Rashard Mendenhall, 16 from Steven Jackson, 18 from the New England defense, for some reason, even though they gave up. Oh, I guess I got that touchdown. They should have given New England a whole bunch of points for that lineman, Dan Connolly's return. That should have been like 15 points. 125 in Brutta Is, despite 42 from Schaub, 12 from Roddy White, 14 from Michael Bush. A lot of, 1 and 4 and 2 and 5 and stuff like that. He put the Cleveland defense in. I mean, come on. You put the Cleveland defense in. Don't be fooled by this, hey, they're not as bad as they used to be. They're not as bad as they used to be, but they're still not that good. 102.9, and that's it. So Brutta is rocking, had a pretty rocking season. 8-5, won a game, and lost to the number 1 seed. That's not too shabby. So, Mike, well done. Rough the Passer moves on to the Super Duper Bowl next week. But against who? Let's find out right now. The second matchup was the 6-2 matchup. Jamarcus Bentley coming into the number 2 seed, also coming into the playoffs 10-3, had the bye. You Betcha, as the 6th seed in the playoffs, had to win last week. Slips my mind who they played last week. Played the I last week and won in a pretty humiliating It was the most humiliating win that a team could have, but it was still a win. 78 points. This week, however, it was a different story, or so it would seem. You're going up against a team that won 10 games. But how did it play out? Well, let me tell you. Matty Ice got 34 for Jamarcus Bentley, 15 from Calvin Johnson, 10 from Mike Tolbert, 13 from Darren McFadden, 110 points. Would that be enough to hold off the New England Patriots in 1986 style attack? And You Betcha's playing all these games on the road too. I mean, these are all away games. Drew Brees, 42, 12 Stevie Johnson, 3 from Chad, 5 from LaDainian, 3 from Zach Miller. Doesn't sound good, does it? But 10 from Braylon Edwards, that guy. 15 from Sebastian Janikowski. If he'd gotten, 9 from the Oakland defense. Guess what? It adds up to 118. That means that wild card 6th seed, You Betcha, 7-6 during the regular season, is going to the Super Duper Bowl against Rough the Passer. This is just like one of those matchups like back in the 80s or 90s when it would be like the 49ers against the Broncos and it would be like 55-10, or it was the Patriots against the Bears. It was kind of like that. Or the what was the other one? There was one. It was the Niners against the Chargers in like '95, where it was like 106-1. But we don't know how it's going to come out. You Betcha. I would not sleep on You Betcha because this team has shown the ability under the learned hand of John Foreman to do better than you think in these playoffs. They're peaking at the right time. So that means the Super Duper Bowl is the 1 seed against the 6 seed, Rough the Passer against You Betcha. How about that? That should be really exciting. The third place game is a good game too. Jamarcus Bentley against Brutta Is. The fifth place game, by the way, has been settled. Poked in the eye, decided not to really play, so I understand. But Ghetto Superstar got 159 points. to 49 for poked in the eye, and that puts Ghetto Superstar in 5th place, for which there is no prize. We'll talk about the consolation bracket very briefly. I mean, really, that's enough. That's enough, Yahoo, that's enough. Go away! What are you doing?
Immortalize your greatness.
Hold your football card. I'm sorry about that, guys. For consolation bracket. This week it was the Ferocious Finnick against Smell This. This was basically a crushing on the part of Ferocious Finnick. 131 to 79. I'm not even sure Drew put in guys. Let me just look real quick. I mean, you know, these are kind of semi-serious. You might as well put a lineup in there, I suppose. No, he put guys in. Yeah, just kind of sucked. 34 from Manning and added up to 79. 16 from Robbie Gould. It was a big kicker week. Ferocious Finnick, 131 points. Not too shabby, but really, that's not that great. Just so we know, and then the other one, the other consolation bracket was the Laser Spaniels against Smack Attack. Laser Spaniels win 131 to 120. You know, the funny thing is the Laser Spaniels are on a 4-game winning streak. Way to peak at the right time, guys. Nice going. So that means the 7th place game is me against Jake, father versus son. The 11th place game, by the way, was settled this week. It was Jolly Rogers and DeBiz. Jolly Rogers wins 160 to 124. That puts DeBiz in 12th, Jolly Rogers in 11th. Good work. The 9th place game will also be played next week. Smell This against Smack Attack. And the 7th place game, Finnick and Laser Spaniels. All right, folks, I think that's it. Oh, there was a question about Joe Webb. You've got to be kidding me. That is really annoying. And we wonder why, especially those of us who worked in or near Yahoo, wonder why over the last 10 years they've sunken into oblivion. Maybe it's that one stupid autoplay thing. Joe Webb. So Joe Webb is a quarterback / wide receiver who has been playing quarterback because Favre's arms and legs fell off in the first quarter of the game. My feeling on this is that we should, as always, go with what Yahoo says. So if Yahoo allows it, I think we should allow it. I don't think it's unsportsmanlike to pick that up at all. I think it's just a good luck thing. So he's not a very good quarterback. As a wide receiver, he probably will do okay, but you never know. Don't count on it. I think that's it. Super Duper Bowl coming up. Send me your cash. If you have any questions about that, just email me. Super Duper Bowl. Good game. Rough the Passer, number 1, against You Betcha, number 6. It's a classic matchup. Who's going to win? It all comes down to this. All right, guys, that's it. Bye.